I've seen a lot of traction on YouTube, Twitter, and like everywhere across the web on should you use Framer or should you use Webflow. My personal opinion is that it doesn't matter, honestly. You should be using the tool that you're good at and that you can offer professional services at. So that's why at our studio Flow Ninja, we're gonna continue using Webflow. We've been using Webflow for 8 years. We've mastered the tool. We know everything, what is possible, what is not possible, how can we fix every single one of the client problems that can come up from time to time. But on the other side, for the sake of this video, I wanted to offer the first view of kind of how a Webflow developer, I've been in Webflow since 2015, how I go ahead and jump into Framer, see how Framer works, and develop some of the basic features that we usually have on Webflow, which are going to be pretty standard for me as a Webflow developer. How can we use all of those same features on Framer, and is it going to make sense to continue doing so? The thing I wanted to go ahead and share is like a pricing page that we have on our website. So I didn't want to go ahead and like develop a simple landing page just because I don't think that it's going to make sense to go ahead and compare those two. So we have like the pricing page on our website, which is going to have like a background which is moving. It has a loading animation here. It has hovers. So that, and also it has a slider on top of that. It has a sticky button navigation. It has a slider with videos. It has cards here. It has plan features which work differently on desktop and mobile. It has a slider here also, FAQs, and like this section which kind of scrolls up. So I went ahead on Framer and basically redid everything. So like we do have like Framer app. You're gonna see that it's on Framer. We do have about. We have like the base of the website set up. And now we need to go ahead and make it look more like the Webflow version and work more like Webflow. So even before recording the video, I've realized that there are big differences between Framer and Webflow. Framer is more oriented towards designers. If a designer wants to create a simple landing page or something like that, Framer might be a better use case, kind of honestly to say there. Whereas Webflow is more development oriented. Both of those have downsides and upsides. I mean, like on the Webflow side, there's basically nothing you cannot do just because like you're having the core development principles from the ground up, and like you can basically manipulate everything and leverage Webflow for front end plus add the code on the back end. Whereas in Framer, yes, you're gonna have a lot of those features out of the box. From what I've seen, again, I'm not a Framer expert, just a personal opinion of playing around with Framer for a day. You're gonna have like many of those out of the box things, and yes, you're gonna have custom code, but you're not gonna be able to leverage Framer plus custom code in an easy way from what I've found. It's all gonna depend on the use case, on the project, or kind of how do you want to work, or which platform you're good at. Because if you're a Framer expert, it's not gonna make sense for you to migrate to Webflow, or if you're a Webflow expert, it's probably not gonna be making sense for you to migrate to Framer. So let's jump in. We have the navigation first. So the first thing is like, let's say we wanted to add a hover like this. So we do have like about, which has a bottom border here. So one of the things that kind of pretty confuses me is like I've used to go ahead and design in Figma, but when I develop, I'm used to kind of having the development oriented mindset of kind of div block, where I'm going to be positioning a div block, how it's going to be moving. Whereas where I moved to Framer, I kind of realize I'm pretty lost, honestly, when I jump in here. I'm not gonna lie, like again saying I'm not a kind of Framer expert. Looking at it, like let's say if we want to have an underline here, let's go ahead and see. Kind of we have insert, collection, media, forms, icons, interactive. Okay, we have interactive items here, patterns. Okay, we're not gonna be using patterns. Social, utility, code block, embed, logo, sticky, gumroad. No, so that's not it. Actions. Create a component, publish, see version history, browse library. Okay, link, position, accessibility, handoff. Okay, yeah, let's keep this. So let's keep the underrun. I don't know how to do it, honestly. Assets, layers, pages, CMS. Okay, layers. So let's go ahead and just try to make sure that this is sticky. So like this is the navigation, position is top, absolute. I cannot add this to be sticky. Absolute, relative, sticky. Understanding. And like why I'm recording the video is like because you're gonna see tutorials on YouTube which are gonna say you're gonna create a website in 5 minutes, but if you don't know the tool, you're probably not gonna create a website in 5 minutes or anything similar to that. So I just wanted to showcase, okay, we are experts at Webflow, we're trying this, but you still need to have a learning curve here in order to make sure that this works. So this doesn't want to work like that. So if we go ahead and unlink everything here, maybe we can have desktop pricing, logo bar, navigation, this size, min max, absolute. I cannot make this anything other than absolute. Okay, nope. So that's not gonna be working. Okay, we cannot make that relative. The next thing I wanted to make sure is that I wanted to go ahead and have a similar experience to what we have on our website, where this is sticky. So let's go ahead and try to have this position go from the top to bottom. So let's go ahead and, okay, we want this section, the whole benefit section. We want it to be, I cannot use any of the types here for some reason. If I go ahead and duplicate this and remove everything else, benefit section, and let me remove everything from the page. How do you remove elements? Add frame, rock, rename, duplicate. I cannot duplicate, I cannot delete. Do we need to abrogate in order to delete a thing? I don't think so. No, okay, I deleted everything. We don't have anything. Delete this section. Ah, you need to click twice to delete a section. That's the case. Okay. No. And let's go ahead. Okay, so we have desktop pricing. So we have another layer here. So we might need to fix this. And let's go ahead and delete the background maybe. Or should I have the navigation here? Let's try this. Yeah, I'm gonna paste the navigation on top of it. Okay, if the navigation is here, I can have it fixed. Nice. Let's go ahead and publish this.
2 hours later.
Okay, so we have the navigation fixed. So we have about 2 more minutes, like in the video itself. So it is gonna be a little bit tricky. And we have the navigation fixed. Nice. So let's go ahead and figure out if we want to do this custom. My framer site. This is not what we want to do. Link, overlays. Overlays? No, we don't have a link. Position, absolute. Layout, height. If we want to have a height to be relative or fixed, viewport or relative, fill, stack, grid, direction, space between, effects, opacity, core overrides, file, no, handoff. This is hard. Use F to draw rectangles. Okay, let's go ahead and drag on a rectangle. I'm drawing a rectangle, and I have a rectangle, and let's group the rectangle with this. Group. It doesn't want to group. How do I put it inside of a rectangle? Ah, here it is. And how do I center it? Ah, here it is. Okay, I can center this here. I can center it here. And I can have everything be fixed. And I can add a background here. Let's go ahead and publish this. So this is gonna be good now. Okay, so we have one thing. We have the navigation done. So I guess that's gonna be good. If I wanted to go ahead and showcase it and hide it on scroll and showcase it again on scroll, it's probably gonna take me more time. So I guess this was 6 or 7 minutes or like that, nothing too advanced, but I just wanted to kind of showcase you without any shame on our side how hard it is to learn a new platform. So that's why I think the main point of this video is just to go ahead and avoid the kind of fear of missing out on a new platform or fear of missing out on the next new thing, and that you're just kind of jumping on from Webflow to Framer to a different thing to a different platform, which is going to be coming out more and more as we move forward. And just kind of stick to what you know. There are still WordPress developers which are making tons. There are going to be Webflow developers which are going to be making tons, and also Framer experts which are going to be earning a lot. So there's enough space on the market for everybody, and then don't be fooled on the fear of missing out on all of the YouTube videos that you're going to be seeing of people learning Framer in a week or learning Framer in this amount of time and building websites in minutes. Because as you saw, we are in Webflow for 8 years. We build enterprise websites kind of at our studio, and we have a team of 40. And even myself, I'm really good at Webflow. But in order to learn a new platform, you're going to need to spend a lot of time on understanding how it works, getting to know the basics and mastering it. But that is the time which I think you should be working on on your freelance career, on the skill set of the design, on the skill set of the development in general. Maybe if you're on to become even a Webflow better developer, so that you can kind of be better than everybody else on the market. So without further ado, I do think that the decision on your side is going to be whether you're going to be using Framer or Webflow. It's going to be on you. But the most important thing is to understand is stop having the fear of missing out and start looking it more as a career path and looking it more of kind of where am I gonna be the best, and kind of how can I use my skill set to the best potential possible out there. If you wanna learn more about Webflow, business and marketing, you can press the subscribe button down below as we publish videos on a weekly basis, and you can also drop a comment down below, Webflow versus Framer and why, and what do you think about the videos when you see that somebody's learning something in 5 minutes or less, where in the end, like you saw, it's not gonna be possible.